Okay, good afternoon, folks. I hope everyone is well. It's the 27th of August. Market has just opened, I think. Yeah, just opened. Okay, so it's a bit early, really, to figure out what's going on. So let's see how we get on today. Is this going to go down? We've got a couple of legs up there, but it's a little bit unsure what's going on there. See if we can get something like a lower high there or something. We've got perfect measured leg. Let's see what happens here. Leg and a leg. We've pushed that EMA, but it's holding there at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment.
Order submitted.
There is a lower high there. Tough one, that is. Two legs up and a lower high. It's a little bit early, really. Trouble is, when it's this early on and there's very little volume, it's pretty hard to figure out what's going on at the moment. There's always a possibility, because you can see there's a little support there, that this is going to fail and push back in and sort of turn into a bit of a range, but it's a bit early. Looking on the NQ, it's just sideways at the moment, so it could go either way. So I was probably best to stay out of that. It may continue down, I don't know. But it's just a bit too early to get in. Let's just kill that colour there. Excuse me a sec. Yeah, okay. So, Jay, how you doing? You took that lower high. Yeah, I looked at it. I ummed and ahed about it. My slight concern is we've got the overnight lows here, and there's a little bit of touch in there. So my concern is it's going to have a couple of legs out, a couple of legs in, maybe a break and a push up back into this area here. That NQ is looking very stacked. So we've got a leg up sideways, so it could come back into this. So I looked at it. It's just a little bit early for me. I'm more sort of moving more towards Penguin now. Although there is two legs up, it's just a little bit too upwards for me. I sort of prefer my sort of legs like that, more or less side by side, but slightly higher. That's quite a bit higher. So there's always a possibility of possibly a channel, which means a break and a possible new high. So it's a bit early, really. So I'm all right with that. Okay. Brant, how you doing, bud? Somehow didn't get Phil. It danced around my order. Yeah. And news in 25 minutes. Good point. Yeah. So it could come back in here. It's kind of looking like it's trying to, but at the moment, it's just too early on, really, isn't it? There's the sort of less price action there is. It's pretty hard to build up a bit of a picture. But frustratingly enough, look at that. It pushes up, takes it out for a tick and starts to push back down. It does annoy me. It does annoy me when it does that. But what's that? ATR is relatively high, so I'm guessing it comfortably went for 2 points, didn't it? Yeah. So there's 4.5 points there right from the bottom. So plenty of space there to get a couple of 3 points. Easily enough. So leg up there with a break, 2 attempts to go lower. So I'm on I'm a little bit on the fence. It kind of doesn't. You can definitely say it works in a channel, but it is a bit too early, really. It's not difficult to get 3 points to connect. I've just looked at Thomas Wade's just put he's kind of looking at that type of thing as well. Anybody else? A bit early, I think. Yeah, someone else is, well, they've certainly got a top line there anyway, so let's have a look. So we've got a channel up here with a break, one attempt to go higher. Let's see if we have a second attempt to go higher. If we do, and I get a bearish bar, I may look into this, but where's that news coming up? What time are we? We've got about 25 minutes. So let's maybe get something there. Shit, why does it do that sometimes? So looks like we've got a break, one attempt higher, second attempt. If we can get a second attempt to go higher, which closes down there, I may go short there. Why? So there is a second entry short there, but it's a little bit stacked. So I'm just avoiding this at the minute. What time is it? It's 1500, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So look, we got a break, one attempt to go low, second. So but you know, yesterday for the first time trading peer accounts, I had no stress. It was actually really relaxing to trade yesterday. Trading 20 accounts is tough, I think, at the moment for me. Trading 10 isn't a massive amount better, but trading 5, I'm just kind of not stressed at all. It's quite refreshing. So we got a break. Let's see if we have 1, 2, 3 attempts to go lower. Possible triple test, but it is a little bit stacked. So the more it's doing this, the less appealing it's becoming. There is a second entry short there. You could say one attempt, second attempt. I'm not sure if I consider this a second attempt. Well, judging by that, it is. But I prefer a little bit more of a leg up here, really. So channel break, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. But it did work. Did I take any trades yesterday? Yes, I did. I took 2, actually. Both of them would have worked. I got out with 1 for a tick, and I think I took a 0.75 off the second one. So I was around about $100 up per account for the day trading 1 account. But they both actually worked. I think what I need to do is just trust the trades and get in. So that's what I'm going to do for now. If I get into a trade, I'm going to trust them. If you have got to trust your trades. It's because I'm moving slowly over to Penguin that the trades are slightly different, but also quite similar. Where was it? There we go. That was it yesterday. The 2 trades I'd marked, yes. And funnily enough, Mac marked them both. How ironic is that? 2 legs up, bearish bar. I waited till it pushed below there, jumped in. It nearly came down and it went back up, so I got out for a tick. And that one, after that first push down, I got out there. But Mac marked both of them. It's strange, isn't it? They're penguin style setups, although that one is a second entry short, but Mac still marks when we get these 2 legs if we get a bearish bar. So the penguin's very similar. It's very similar. Bitcoin doing? I did get out of all my, let's have a look. I did get out of all my cryptos last night, I think. Good. Price of Bitcoin's coming down a little bit. Excellent. Okay, so with a break, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go high, second entry short. The only issue I have with that is a little bit like that. So going short into there, sort of, I don't know, maybe think a little bit. So it's just one of those things. It could trigger you like that and push up. You just don't know. So depends how you look at things, really. Using slightly different start to top off there. I didn't have a break yet. In fact, I haven't reloaded my data yet, so let's try that. I don't think that looks that bad, actually. There's a whole channel, a slightly larger channel. Let me just take a picture of this. There is a possibility it's kind of one channel, so. It kind of works. Touches a few times there, touches there, touches there. It's definitely working there. There's no argument there. No short here yet for me. Depends how you look at this, but we could get a break here. I don't know whether it is or not. But see, I had that channel yesterday. I had the two-tiered channel yesterday because I thought it looked good, and I looked at Thomas Wade throughout the day, and he never changed it. Which is surprising. I've kind of had a bit of a chit chat with him about that before, and he doesn't like these sort of big, what I call vacant areas. But then when you see Mac marked it, he marked it as a two-tiered channel. So let's see if I can find one of his charts for yesterday. Yeah, see, so Taylor marked it yesterday as a two-tiered channel. I think it looked really nice, personally. It fit nice, but Thomas Wade doesn't seem to like that, where you get this big vacant bit down the bottom. So he had it as an overshoot there. He didn't change it at all. He just continued to have it as an overshoot. He doesn't like it when you have this big space there. I don't know why, because I thought it was working perfectly, and Mac marked it as well. So Mac seems to think it's okay to have these areas. Okay, so let's have a look here. My concern here now is there may be a range. So if this is a channel, we're having a push here or a break. And it may have just bounced off the bottom of a channel, so I'm a bit unsure about what's going on. Let's keep an eye on that news. That's coming out around about 15 minutes. There is a possible second entry short. My concern is, if this is a big channel, it may trap some shorts and push up, like it's doing now, I think. I'm a bit on the fence. It's still a bit early for me to figure out exactly what's going on, but it has triggered that, and it is trying to push up. So there is a possible failure there. Where's that going to get to up here? Oh, it's turned, look. So maybe that is going to work. Yeah, it is working. Interesting. So, is that a break or is this... that's really interesting, that. There is a second entry short. But if that's all the break and then down for a new low, let's have a look. Set he took was impossible to catch. Yeah. I thought for a minute that was going to stop that out. That's quite a small break there, so I'm surprised if it is a break. Normally, if you have a break, obviously we know we usually will have a new low, but that is a very small break. Maybe a lower high. So we've got a channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Let's see if this fails. Still going to keep an eye on that news.
Order submitted.
I actually kind of like this. I just hope it don't go down too far. Right, I'm staying out of
Order
this.
cancelled.
I don't like what it's doing. There is that possibility leading up to the news we could do something like this. Okay, so it did push up. That to me was a very small break, just to break and come down like that. A leg and a leg. I would prefer something like that. Having said that, I'm still on the fence as to whether we're in a range here, whether there isn't necessarily a bigger channel. We've just got a channel there, and so channel down, two attempts to go higher. Concerned about that news. It's only 12 minutes off. Leg, break, leg and a leg.
Order submitted.
I'm going to get into it, but not for a lot. Two attempts to go higher. It hasn't even triggered. It's going to take me out, that is. Give it an extra tick. We got the news coming up.
Order filled.
Okay. Please tell me that's closed. Yeah, it has. Disconnect. I think I got into that a little bit too quick without thinking. That's okay. Am I open again? Should have waited there. We had a leg and a leg. I thought that was going to work there. There we go. Quite a big risk as well, actually, considering $262. That's not too bad. Break, two legs. It didn't even trigger. I got into it a bit quick there, but that's fine. It happens. Let's get this news out of the way. I'm going to get rid of this. This, to me, I think now is starting to look like a channel. Channel down, Two attempts to go higher, bearish bar. I thought that was going to come down then. Well, I should have waited for it to at least. Well, I waited for it to close below the EMA, but there we go. I was saying it is a bit too early to make a decision, but sometimes those emotions just jump in. I shall have issue with the Speed on Max website. Does anyone else have an issue with Speed on Max website? It's very slow here. No. Everything works all right. Where's this news? 9 minutes out. No, I should have left that channel down. 2 legs up and another push-up, bearish bar. There we go. Always taken a long time to load forum stuff. No, I don't see I have an issue with it. Are you on about of course, his website? So I'm not in it at the moment. I thought you meant his YouTube channel, sorry. Just want to get this news out of the way now so we can carry on. So, okay, the news is in 5.5 minutes. Let's get that done and dusted. Oh, incidentally, the offer finishes tonight. I did put it on the Facebook group. This 80% off all finishes tonight. I'm not sure what they'll do, whether they'll extend it or whether they'll do something different. But just keep that in mind. I hope they do more of these $85 lifetime fees because they make a difference. NVIDIA will deliver some numbers. Yeah, I did hear. Okay, about 3.5 minutes we've got this news. So I just have to sit tight at the moment, just a little double top there. Funnily enough, it's bounced off the open there. That's interesting. ATR is quite high today, which is creating that little slightly bigger bars. There is a second entry long there, but unfortunately that news is due in 1 minute, which is a shame. Definitely bigger bars at the moment as well. You can clearly see them, obviously with the ATR up 15 ticks, that is. So I'm on a contract anyway, so it shouldn't be a major issue for me. Keep that risk down a little bit. Okay, that news comes out in about 20 seconds, so just be aware. So we got one leg down. Yeah, it's not doing a great deal, I don't think. So leg up. One attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. One leg back, second leg back. See what happens.
Order submitted.
Leg and a leg. Oh, went orange up for a bit. Leg and a leg. It is also bouncing off the open as well, so you're going to be a little careful there. And a leg. No, I'm not sure about this. It's making a bit of a... There's definitely some support along there, which is making me a bit nervous going along into that. It's hitting that midline and turning. Now, it may work, but we can get rid of that now. It's definitely finding some support there, so I'm just going to have to sit out this for the minute. Good decision to stay out. 1, 2, 3. Maybe get a triple test here, we'll see. I'd like to clear out that stop if we can. Second entry long. One, two, three. I don't think that's that bad.
Order submitted.
Second entry long. 1, 2, 3. Triple test. Oh, a few people are in it as well. Taylor's in it as well. That's okay. I like the way we've gone sideways. Are working nice there, so we could get off a decent push up here. We'll see. Certainly areas where we can go. Anybody else in it? So I know Taylor's in it. 1, 2, 3, 2 attempts. Yeah, it is a little bit. I think it'll all. I've got down there. There's a strong position there and a strong position there, so I think we'll still be okay. Sometimes when I don't know. I'm trying to just get into a position and just hold it and just leave it. But it is working up that line, so I'm just going to... Every trade I get in now, I'm just leaving. What I do like as well on the NQ is we've got 1, 2, 3 triple test. So I'm just getting in a trade and leaving it now. Even sometimes when it goes sideways, as long as it's a strong enough position, a lot of times it does just work. It's definitely working up that line. Nice strong bar there. NQ push up 1, 2, 3. Clearly a nice triple test there. As long as that finishes strong. Yeah, it finishes nice, that one. So I think that's going to push up on the NQ. I think this will do the same. That's interesting though. A little bullish bar there, which is triggered. But I think I'm in probably the safest place I can be. So I am just going to leave it. The last, I'd say 4 out of 5 of the last trades I got out of went on to get the full point. So it's still beneficial for me to do that. So I'm just going to do it for now. Just get in and leave it. See, we had a channel up with the break. One attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. So I liked it anyway. It's clearly a triple test. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we can get up here. There's distance where we can get anyway. So the encouraging bit is that bar that triggered, the stop didn't get taken out. So you got that long on the NQ. Yeah, I think it'll go on to make the point. So I'm just going to leave it. Sometimes it's best to just leave these things alone. Like Max says, don't monkey with your trades. It is going sideways, but it's still creeping up that line. It's a total of a $212 risk, so the risk's relatively small. There's a good strong triple test on the NQ, so I think that's likely to go up. There's going to be some short failures in there, I think. So if we can get above there, I think that'll push up. Sometimes the more you mess with them, you end up worse off anyway. But there you go. If it's not going to take off from there, I can't see it going. Let's not be too greedy, eh? Breakout pullback. Let's see. I'm just going to leave it where it is. Sod it. I'm going to mess around with it. Let's get something out of it.
Target filled.
150. That'll do. I think it's probably still going to go up, but I just don't like the way it came down. I was hoping it was going to trigger below there and then push up, and it came down a bit. It is working, I think. But sometimes if you hold on and be a little bit too greedy, sometimes it can get you, can't it? So I got 150 out of it anyway, so I'm 120 down on the account, so that's fine. Just see where I should have got out anyway. So I got in there, about there. So, was it 16 ticks, was it? Don't think it was that much, was it? 15 ticks. So what did I get? 150. So 12 ticks. So I got out a few ticks shy, I think. That's fine. My only slight concern is with this sideways is a failed breakout that comes back in, and we are bouncing on that midline. So sometimes I think you just best get your points and get out. So I got 3 points on that one, so I'm happy with that. So let's have a look. So we got a touch, a touch, a touch. It's fitting snug there, right the way along there, and there. And now this is a bit of a break. There's a second entry long there, strangely enough. Let's have that. Perhaps there is something slightly. Second entry long, interesting. Very tempting. But I'm staying out of this just at the moment. Because it did look like it had a bit of a break. I kind of had it working there, so I'm just thinking, hold on a minute, I've just adjusted this. Let's think about what I'm doing here. And the trouble is, you just don't know. With this, the open, the daily open, we're using that as support at the moment, so it could come down and take that out, and that's 15 ticks. So it may work, it may not, but this could flush down, take out that, take out that. Yeah, so good decision to stay out of that. Take out that for sure, 100%. Second entry long. It hasn't actually taken it out yet, is it? But it is a second entry long, but it's just hard to say, isn't it? I've got that as a break, so it's just a bit risky. If it could come down to the bottom, I mean, there's always a possibility there could be a wider channel there, but it is using that midline as a bit of resistance there. So for me, the best thing to do is just to sit tight. Be a surprise if that doesn't get stopped out. There we go. What about that? That's interesting. Let's see how far this comes down. I had mine below there. A tick below there. So far, it's holding. There's a possibility of a wider channel for sure. So that's still held currently anyway. So that did what it was supposed to. I'd like to think there's probably going to be some stops in those few bars there, certainly there, and maybe even there. That's interesting, though. It didn't. Often the strongest position tends to, but it didn't break below there. So is this going to continue up? I think it might do. So did Taylor get his... yeah, Taylor got out there. His runner got stopped out, but he got out for a couple of points there, so good on him. Who else? Thomas Wade got in there as well, on exactly the same bar. So there's Thomas Wade, second entry long, failed second entry long, triple test. So he got out there as well. Was it points? Oh no, tell a lie, he got out for 2 points, I'm thinking. Where the hell did he get in? Okay. It's all right, I don't know what was going on there. So he took it, Taylor took it, so yeah, it was okay, that. So he got that like that. Yeah, same as me. So this is a break. Let's just leave this for a minute. If it continues up, I'll widen that channel. So yeah, clearly a second entry long, 1, 2, 3 triple test. And it went for, let's go a tick above that. It went for 4 3/4 points. So 2 points, 3 points, 10 ticks, whatever you want to get there, comfortably. There wasn't really any short positions here to give it that a little bit of push up. You wouldn't really have shorted that. Anything that you may have shorted here, it was gone. So I got 3 points out of that anyway. So, but that stupid trade there, that was quite a large risk, that was. But there you go. It happens. It really doesn't stress me anymore. It's quite weird. It's really refreshing just not to get stressed when you take a loss in the slightest. Not at all. I could tell you exactly how I used to feel when I used to lose trades. My face used to go hot and flushed. Doesn't anymore. It doesn't anymore. I'm quite contented. And I think that's probably because it's not stressing me. It's making me feel good. Not when I take a loss, but I'm feeling good that I'm not stressing about it. Is this thing going to go higher? It's certainly trying to. So if this does push up, then there may be some sort of a wider channel there. Going from there, really. It actually wouldn't look that bad. Funnily enough, we've got a bounce there as well. So Let's just tug this down out the way. Push up, sideways, strong bounce, push up there. I think that channel looks okay personally. Now I want to give it the chance to make a new high before I'm convinced that this thing's going up. But I think there's a good chance because obviously at the moment we got a break. So what I'm going to do is just kill the colour there, so it's a point of interest as opposed to ERP. Good morning to you, my friend. JBC of Penguin Style or GAT. Be careful of Penguin Style or GAT. BC, is that what you mean, Jay? I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Just give me a bit more detail there, bud. Bought 10 Apex 50 using your coupon. Much appreciate them and have passed them. You've passed them as well. Oh, good on you, mate. Good on you. Remember, don't forget, $85 lifetime fee. Make sure you select the lifetime fee because knowing Apex, they'll charge $85 for the monthly fee. So make sure you know that anyway, I'm sure. But I got a couple and I checked and double checked that I selected the because it's a live. It makes a big difference, really. It's like $55 cheaper. So it makes a big difference. That does finish tonight. I hope they do more of those. I like the fact that they are reducing until when. I'll tell you, the 150, the 250, and the 300, you'll pay 80% for the evaluation. Yeah. Now they will honour that 85 lifetime fee on those 3 accounts up until September the 15th. But any other accounts and the 80% off finishes at midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you've got one of those accounts, they'll honour the $85 as long as you pass it before September the 15th. Yeah, it's okay. That is the only sort of issue I have with that is they did the same for a period of last month, I think, or earlier this month. But they had the 150, 250, and 300. I think they were $40 or $50 each. But obviously 80% off. They're a little bit more than that. So, but they are having some good deals, and rightly so. There's that much competition coming into the space now. They need to, really. So it's good for us. Okay, look at that. So in the end, it absolutely launched. So that's where I initially had my stop. And it never came down, took it out, and eventually pushed up. I expected it to push up, but not before it came back. I thought it was going to push up there. So that has played out. So I think now this is a bigger channel. We can get up to here and here, so I'll be surprised if we don't use this channel. Yeah, so it's a pretty good deal, actually. It's a pretty good deal. And I worked out as well, if you want to pass these evaluations quicker, trade them on the NQ. Very little distance to go on the NQ compared to the ES. I used to trade them on the ES, and the amount I failed, but now, when we're having a little bit of a quick move, when there's sort of a power hour, or whatever they call it, when market towards the end of the day tends to sort of launch quickly into a direction. You need very, very little movement on the NQ. I did one the other day, and I think the average bar was around about all you needed trading 10 contracts to pass an Apex eval, but obviously the ATR on the ES you got to have at least about 2 bars, so it's definitely quicker to pass it. But yeah, $85, you can't grumble at that. That's pretty good. So that finishes tonight. Somebody also took 2 or 3 my funded futures using my code or my link. So whoever did that, I appreciate it. The difference with that, every time you get one, you get a little ping on your message. You get a little message. So I think it was 2 or 3. I think it was 2. I think So I do appreciate you guys. It does help me not to have to sort of work and able to concentrate on my trading. So I like to sort of think we help each other out a bit here. You know, I'm here for a bit of company, and so you can sort of compare yours to mine and maybe learn from a few of my mistakes, and you guys use my code. It's appreciated. And I do appreciate it. I notice Wilson is taking some time off again. I'm not sure what's wrong with Wilson, but he seems to have quite a bit of time off due to ill health. I hope it's nothing serious. But I noticed he popped a little message on his YouTube channel yesterday saying he had some. You said you were calmer after a loss now. Is that due to Penguin or GAT? Sorry, Jay. I think it's down to that I'm only trading 5 accounts now. Yeah, that's the only thing I can. It's like anything. If you've traded 20 accounts, if you've had 20 accounts, I found that quite nerve-wracking. And I was trading 2 contracts. So I think it's partly I'm trading 1 contract. And the reason I'm trading 1 contract is because there's a little bit more risk and a bit more points trading Penguin style. But I honestly think, in fact, I'm convinced it's just because I'm trading now only 5 PAs. So it's a quarter of what I used to have. So you know what it's like sometimes. If you're used to trading big amounts, when you reduce that, it does get easier. But I've got to say, I'm not stressed at all. And when I lost that trade earlier, I'm not stressed at all. I sat, waited for another. And this is kind of what I've been waiting for. And I've kind of got a little bit of a teenager Christmas morning butterflies in my stomach, because I feel for the first time I'm really starting to enjoy my trading, and I'm not scared about it. I'm not nervous about getting in. I'm not nervous about taking losses. It's kind of what I was hoping would happen at some time. And why it's happened, I think partly because I'm trading only 5 accounts, and partly because I've reduced the contract a bit. Having said that, the risk's similar, because obviously trading a Penguin style, you know, you're going for a little bit more points, so hence the risk's a little bit more. The last day with Apex offers, so I just hit a scalp, 10 contracts on the NQ and past 50. Sometimes it's nice to get, and yeah, I actually kind of get a little bit of a kick out of that myself. I don't like to do it if they're expensive. I only do it when they're cheap. Now, what is it, $35? It's about 26 quid in the UK. That's the equivalent of about 5 or 6 pints of beer. For the easiest way to describe it. So I kind of don't mind that. I use that as my little punt. But yeah, it's definitely quicker to pass it on the NQ. Let me just give you a little example. I'm on a sim here, so let's just do a quick custom. So let's put 10 contracts and see how far we need to do. So I think it's 63 ticks, if I remember rightly. 63 ticks, and as long as you stops more than that, you're good to go. 10 contracts. So 10 contracts, 63. So if I buy this, let's make sure I'm on a sim. I am,
Order filled.
That's the only distance I've got to go to pass that, which is nothing really. It's a bar. In fact, it's less than a bar. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Let's see if that works. I think it probably will. There you go. So there's, if I'm in trading and evaluation, that's how quick it is. Very, very little distance. Filled. I mean, that is it. Look, $3,000, $3,100. You can fail it a lot quicker as well. But if you're going in that direction, you know, if you're working out this is having a quick push, you know, you can pass that really quickly. It's a very small move. So just a quick example there, and it worked. I don't think this will, because we're quite a bit away from there. But if I do it the other way around, if I change that, and that's only the 1,000 tick chart. If I change this to the ES 2000, if I change this one to the ES 2000, and let's custom that one. 6.5 points I got to go, isn't that? Well, that's 24, say 25 ticks. A rough guesstimate. 25 ticks. Stop loss doesn't matter. So I'm on a sim. Let's just toggle those off. Make sure I'm not opening
Order
anything.
submitted.
I'm not. We're all good. So if I put that there,
Order filled.
there's quite a bit more of a distance to go, isn't there? Realistically, there's the distance, 6 points. So that's definitely, that's the equivalent of about 3 of those bars. So it's a lot, it takes a lot more of a move to pass that.
Order filled.
Whereas with the NQ, much quicker. And like Ian said, had a quick go, passed it. I just did one just for the fun of it. Let's custom it again. So I think it was 63 ticks if I remember rightly. 63 ticks. Okay, so let's
Order
buy
filled.
very, very small amount of movement there. Very small. Don't get me wrong, you can fail it quick. But my trouble is, with trading the ES, sometimes it'll go up and it'll come back, and it'll go up and it'll come back. Whereas you really want, idea. I mean, look at that bar there. If I brought that stop down to there, that'd be that distance there. From there to there is smaller than that bar. It's the size of that bar. It's smaller than that one, the size of that one. So it's a lot quicker. Obviously, you've got to be in the right place. If you did it here or if you did it there, it would work. So you can fail it quicker, but if you get that quick push, not much distance to go at all. As I say, I took did a quick demo there, and it hit it in a second. So when if you do want to do it and you do want to do it quick, do it on the NQ. Let's have a look. Is that one going to pass? Or even if you do it in 2 sets, 1500 and 1500, you've got a tiny amount. If you want to do 2 little trades, that's all you've really got to get each time, twice. Do that twice, you passed. Now I expect that to cross over and push up. Anyway, you get the idea, don't you? I'm just going to take a quick snapshot of this. Yeah, I mean, that would have taken you out anyway. You'd have gone up there so far, you'd have missed it by a couple of ticks and gone out. So you can fail it just as quick. But if you want to try and pass it quick, this is by far the easiest way to do it. So I would suggest, this to me looks like there is possibly something larger. And the same here as well. I think it fits lovely. We've got one touch here, bunch of touches here, a couple of touches here, touch, touch. It looks okay to me, that does. But we may have it 2 legs. So 1. Let's put that there. We're not far away. That 2 legs, funny enough, takes us right up to the overnight highs beautifully. Look at that. So if we can get 2 legs back here and get something down here, I may have a go at that, but whether we will remains to be seen. Yeah, pull back will kill you. Yeah, I mean, you've got to catch it right. But what I'm saying is, if you do catch it right, you've got a lot less of a move than you have to do it on the NQ. You know, so for instance, you know, if second entry long, if you did something like that, if you took it there somewhere, yeah, what is it, 63 ticks you're gonna get. So there's 63 ticks. It's a very, very small move, really. If you went a tick above there, 63 ticks there. If you bought there, it pushed up like that, went over, came back a little bit, and then boom, that would have worked. So if I'm feeling a little bit risky, then I want to try and pass one quick, and I don't mind failing one or two to pass one. I think it's easier. I wouldn't suggest doing that if you know you're quite new, or you're not being able to hold PAs. There's no point in taking a risk to get a PA if you're not capable of, you know, holding them, or at least keeping them going for a while. Your chart on the left is set to 1,000 tick chart. Is it set to 1,000? Oh yes, it is, isn't it? Well spotted. There you go. It does look a lot different, doesn't it? There you go. How you doing, Zen? Well spotted. So possible leg and a leg, but we've already broken new highs here, so I would be a little bit careful about going along there personally just at the moment. My news has disappeared here, look. 1 minute it's here, next minute it's gone. It's still on this chart. Strange. Very strange. So far, but Mac's news indicator does not seem to have any issues, and maybe it's because it's an older version of Ninja 8. Strange. I've got the most recent one, I think. Well, most recent one. The one before that, it's relatively, yeah, everything sort of goes orange instead of red. The Ninja, this where it says chart in red, it's gone from red to orange, and you get just an N when you open it. It takes a little bit longer to open, and you've got to sign in. But it's working on here at the moment on the NQ chart, but sometimes it doesn't. But generally, I look on Forex Factory before I trade anyway, just in case it's not showing me anything. But I got to say, up until maybe a few weeks ago, I've never had an issue with it. I've been using it for over 3 years. Never had an issue with it. Same here. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think quite a few people have. Oh, that's the thought. I haven't toggled on
Order
my.
submitted.
What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're okay.
Order cancelled.
In fact, I'm just wondering whether a penguin setup would have been that. One leg back, second leg back, strong push up above the EMA, picked it up on a limit order. I think that would have been a better penguin setup. Out more or less before the highs, close enough. So we got one leg back, second leg back. It fails by pushing up strongly, indicating it's going to continue on up. Caught it back on a limit order there, so I think that would have been a better trade, something like that. So I'm going to leave that there because I think that 2 legs back, strong move up, indicating we're going up, which it clearly did. So I'm just going to leave that there. That one, 2 legs back. It's more of a triple test, that one. Triple test, second entry long failure. So I think it's got everything going for that. And I like the fact that this is working in this top tier. Yeah, he's still got his like that, Thomas. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he hasn't widened it. And we've had a break, a new high, and it pushed up again, came back, pushed up again, came back, and it's pushing up again. You've got to widen it, I think, at some point. And the fact that it's sitting there beautifully, I mean, look. It's sat absolutely perfect there and there. Absolutely perfect there, there, and there. And not only is it doing that, look how it's sitting nicely on that midline. So, push up. One attempt to go lower. Still, so I think it's likely we're going to hit these highs anyway. Overnight highs, measured move up here, everything's tying up. So whether we'll get it in this push or whether we'll come down a little bit first. Okay, push up. One attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. My only slight concern is we got this space down here where it could potentially come down. What's the NQ telling us? One attempt, second attempt. It's very tempting. Trouble is, there's no distance to the top, is there? We ain't finished yet. Oh, there's a point. There's barely a point towards the top. Whether it'll need that, 2 legs back and a push up. It's just not much room to the tops, whether it's going to push up there or whether it'll go sideways out to this side or not. Also at the NQ, depending on how you're seeing this, this is already broken, the overnight highs, so this could come down. I really don't know at the moment. Let's get rid of this. This could flush down. It may go up. So you're looking at this on the NQ. This could push down below all this, which would kiss goodbye to that there. So at the moment, I'm just sitting tight here because I think it's maybe a little bit risky. Trouble is, we're below this midline now, so we have got this vacant area here, which this could fill. So it would have worked, but as I say, there's just not a lot of room to the highs. You go a tick above there, really there's a point there at the moment. So it's gone up 2.25. So you've got 2 points there, but really you want to be out before these just in case. Accidentally added an order to my losing trade. Is that gonna? You can do it once apparently, but as long as you don't do any more than once, you're okay. You're safe. See this NQ, we are finding support up here. We've had a leg and a leg, so this thing could come down. It's definitely looking sideways anyway. I mean, if this continues on up, that's a different story, but you know, twice we've hit the same level and we've turned. So we're up almost to these highs now. So this thing could turn and start to come down. And that EMA, sorry, the NQ is kind of looking the same. It may continue on up, but we are finding support there. So it's just going to be sitting and waiting here. Yeah, you can obviously add to winning trades, but you can, if you're in a losing position, you can only add to it once. So you have got that little bit of leeway. What I will say is on Guardian Angel Trader, there's a little section where you can toggle it to not allow trades, not allow DCA at all, which you can toggle on. So if you're in a trade, it won't allow you to add positions to it, which is kind of useful. Trouble is, if anybody actually maybe traded 2 contracts in the past and only had it set to 1 contract and you click buy twice. Well, sometimes if you click buy the first time and it comes down a little bit into the red and you buy again, technically you've added to a losing trade. But I like the fact that they allow you to do it once, so it just, you know, it just helps you mitigate that. Should that happen. So we've pushed up, gone sideways, pushed up, we're going sideways. So maybe this thing might continue on up. We've had a leg up. So yeah, maybe a leg and a leg. Maybe this is moving up a leg with a break in a leg. Who knows? It could go anywhere really. But it is pretty much just ranging at the moment. So, okay, excuse me just for a quick minute. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Yeah, this thing could absolutely tank. We see this quite a bit, struggling, longs in there, maybe longs in there, maybe longs in there. This thing could just go like that. In fact, I'm going to stick my neck out here and just do that. Just for the fun of it. Yeah, I don't want to be getting involved in here. If this channel is going to continue on up, then I expect this area to be filled. And also, if this is a range, there is It's a possibility this thing could just dunk. Oh, there we go. Straight up to that measured move. Quick spurt up, so forget that idea. So measured move played out. New high. Overnight highs broken by a tick. So let's see what happens now. So where could this go to? Maybe a spike on a channel, maybe. Possibly. So let's, I mean, this thing could fail and come back into what's possibly a range, whether it will or not. So I'm just going to kill the colour on this cute range just at the moment. Oh, he's finally moved it. No, Thomas Wade's finally gone with a larger one. It's clearly working along the midline. See, the difference with Thomas Wade is he doesn't have the that max channel where you can put a midline in. So whereas on mine, you've got this midline, you can see when these things are working up the midline. But he just has kind of two. Well, I think he just has these, doesn't he? No, he doesn't actually. Tell a lie. He'll just do one line and copy it. I think I've heard him do it when you watch one of his videos sometimes. So, where do we go from here? So we've broken above this and we've bounced. So whether we get 2 legs back, I'd like to ideally get closer to this area here. How long have we been going for? Hour 35. I may go and take a quick coffee break. Yeah, it's making its mind up. Okay, folks, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. And then I'll be back. 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Right, this thing looks like it wants to continue. I tell you what, Ethereum's not done very well this season so far. It's really struggling. Bitcoin's down a couple of percent. Ethereum's down 5%. It's really struggling. Ethereum. Solana's just overtaken everything. Solana $154. I remember, it wasn't long ago, 6 months, 5 months, went down to $8. So there was some bad news with something. I can't remember what it was, went down to $8. I actually had 40 of them, and I think which I bought at $18 and sold them at 22. It's 154. 40 of them. I'll have had $4.5 grand. Trouble is, you just never know, do you? Does make you wonder whether Bitcoin has already seen all-time highs, and it's not going to continue up anymore. There's always a possibility. Okay. Come on, let's have a couple of legs down. Let's at least get down to here. Trouble is, we are coming away from this top. So it's hard to know exactly what's going to happen now. We've broken above here. We've kind of got like what they call, it looks like a kind of Bart Simpson hairdo. In other words, this comes down. So I'm just a bit nervous of what to do here. I don't really want to get into a longie at the moment. One, we've come away from there, which tells me there's a little bit of loss of momentum. So, and we know we got this vacant space down here, and we know we've broken all-time high, overnight highs. So this could just be a fell breakout. I don't use them as such, but I am paying more attention to them. I am paying more attention to them. We had one there, didn't we? Let's have a look. We had one. It was from there, wasn't it? It was about there, and we came down and filled it by a bit and pushed up. So I am paying attention to them. You can see obviously where there's a gap there, and more often than not, those gaps get filled, whether it gets filled here or a little bit further up. So I am paying attention to them, Alex. You know, all these little bits of extra knowledge we pick up in our journey, I think, is only going to help you in the markets, isn't it? If you know where prices are likely to fill these. So we've got two legs down, but to me that is more of a range. So I'm a bit on the fence as to what to do here. So simple answer is just nothing, because we have broken above all-time highs, bounced maybe a couple of times. We may continue up, but this lack of momentum to get to the top here makes me think that we may come down and get into this area there. And if we do that, the time to do it, I think, would be now when we've triggered this bullish bar here. I'll be surprised. I mean, it may work. You could say there's a triple test. It may get up to the top here, but that to me, especially with this slight lack of momentum and this vacant area here, tells me that this could get stopped out. And if it does get below here, then this area could get filled. I'm not saying it's going to, but it's certainly not a trade I would want to get into just yet, especially as we're struggling a little bit there, which means we need a little bit of a pullback. So you can clearly see what's happening there, can't you? So if that doesn't get stopped out, I'll be amazed. Which means this area here could kind of get filled. I mean, it may not have a break. It may just get a little bit of a deeper pullback to this area here. So my guess is this is going to get stopped out here as you may even go triple test. Let's go up. But that lack of momentum, whenever it doesn't get to the top like that, tells me it's struggling. And then we came back a little bit and tried again and struggled some more. And then we had a quick bearish drop there, followed by 2 legs down, a little bit of bullish bar which triggered. So whether I would want to get into a trade here straight away or not, I don't know. I want to give it a chance to fail and come back into this range after breaking those. The overnight tops, overnight highs. Let's have a look on this NQ. Same on the NQ. I'm on the fence on the NQ. Maybe a spike and channel. It's not as clean as this. So it's looking like we're having a break here. Same again. We're not getting up to the top here. So leg in a leg. So I'm just on the fence as to what's going on here. Are we going to continue up possibly? Is this a failure out of the top of a range possibly? So it's not really giving me anything just yet. There we go. I kind of had the same thing up here. Do you remember? I did say there was a good chance this thing was going to tank. I had it, I think, about here, or I think it was about here. I can't remember. Whenever it's really struggling to get up, sometimes it just does that. I am trying to pay attention to it because if you can get it on a trade, but I had a feeling that was going to lead to a break or at least a steeper pullback. And it's cleared out, including that one. Any stops that might have been in there. There may have been stops there or there, but it's cleared out all that lot. So whether we'll now maybe try a bit harder to get up or whether this thing will just come down now. But did I have mine? I think I had that channel down here or something. You know, sometimes when it's really struggling, sometimes it does just drop like that. It may not come down much more, I don't know. But yeah, I do watch a little bit of, is it Tanya? Tanya trades. She trades that ICT stuff. What I will say is when I've watched her sometimes, I like watching other traders because I like watching how they... Now, the good thing about being a price action trader is what she tends to do, whether that's typically how ICT works, she tends to just take a trade should it, hit a certain level. Whereas I saw her take a trade maybe a week or two ago. She was going to go long, and to me, I was looking at 2 clear legs up, and it was hitting support, and it was a bearish bar. But because it hit her certain area, she went long, and I thought there's no way I'd take a long trade there. I think with price action, you do get quite good at knowing when not to take trades. I think. Or knowing when something looks a bit dicey. And I thought, based on my experience of price action, I would definitely not take a trade there. And it triggered a buy a few ticks, came straight down, stopped her out. So I think sometimes learning these other strategies with the current skills that you've already picked up, I think will only aid you. You know, some people go from strategy to strategy, and from what I've heard from experienced traders, it's not something you should do, really. I'm not saying if you don't get really good at a strategy, you shouldn't look at maybe bits of strategies or certain setups that might complement you. See, so for instance, I've done over 3 years at Pat's, and I've done it enough to know how it works. I find sometimes, me personally, I get stuck in the detail. It's maybe how I am. Maybe, I don't think quick enough, or I think too quick, and sometimes I get in. Whereas with Penguin, it's very similar. It's very similar to having 2 legs, like a second entry, but it's slightly a bigger pattern, a slightly broader pattern. It gives you a little bit more time to think. But it's very close to Mac's system, and obviously use the same chart, same 2000 tick chart, same ES chart. But I think it complements my trading. I don't think it goes against my trading strategy at all. There are certain parts of Max that I will still continue to trade. If I see, sometimes we see an absolute beauty that you just never argue with, that just never fail. I'd be daft not to take those. But I am going for slightly broader moves, really, a little bit more obvious and a little bit more laboured, because I think it's going to help me personally. Now this is interesting. So we've got a leg down here and a pull back up to the CMA. So there's a channel there if you like it. So there's probably traders thinking this thing's going to push up. So we're going to look for a long entry here. But I have a feeling I think it may more range now, this. And as we've struggled here, we've had this pullback. I mean, I may be completely wrong. It may continue up there, maybe. You could even say, okay, now this is probably more of a, maybe that. Now, does that fit? Fits perfectly to me. So it's very easy to adjust this and make it fit. It kind of works. So I'm a bit on the fence as to what exactly is going to go on. But just for now, I'm going to leave it where it is, and consider it a break for now. But, I got 2 schools of thought here. We could range, come back into a range, or it could continue up and maybe a slightly wider channel. But I would be, although it is a channel, and usually when we have a break of a channel, we look to make a new extreme. But this, to me, looks like this might be a top of a channel. So getting into a long trade here, for me, is not something I really want to do. Because you could get stuck. I have a feeling this thing may just come down. Who knows? Simple fact of the matter is I'm not sure, so I'm just sitting tight. What I don't want to do is jump into a short here and this thing rockets up. And I don't want to jump into a long in case it does continue on down. But we've had that strong push down, back up to the EMA, bearish bar, and the same on the NQ. So I want to give this time to sort itself out, whether it's going to come down or whether it's going to pull back up. But I just have that feeling you've got to treat this as a possible range. If you take that way, look, clearly going sideways at the moment. In fact, you could take it a bit further. We're clearly just really going sideways at the moment. So I want to give this chance to move in a certain direction before I decide where I'm going to trade, what direction. Someone on Thomas Wade's Discord thinks that's worth a point. Whatever they're going for. And it's worked for them. There's no real, in fact, you could consider that a hidden second entry short. We push up, we go sideways, we push up again. But just at the moment, with this fitting quite nice, I don't want to jump into a short just in case it does push for the hills again. Yeah, I mean, you can see it's 2 pushes up. There's the first push up, a little bit back, a bit sideways, second push up. Sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. It's just been crazy for the last hour. Think. What did I lose on that? I've made off. It was about 5 points, wasn't it? It's quite a big risk, I will say. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4.75 points. It's quite big, that was. I don't know why that was such a big bar. Mind you, it's quite a big bar, isn't it? Yeah, there's 5 points there. That ATR was in the mid threes at the time. Oh well. So down to the bottom here, I like that. I like where the bottom is. Fits nice there, fits nice there. Up to the top, only down partially. So that would make me nervous taking a second entry short here because we're finding some sort of support there. So going short here, we could push up here. You could say 1, 2, 3, triple test this and could push up. So that push down, it's only gone down so far, will keep me out of any type of short entry here. Is the London, New York time on your chart indicator? Yes, mate. Sorry, no, it's a... I'll show you. I think it was only about £2. I think £2, £1.75. It's called Desktop Clock Time Widget. Can you see that? Can you? Can you see that? No, you can't. Can you? Why can you not see that? Let me see if you can see on this chart. I think it's just off to the left. No, it's just. Oh, there we go. Desktop. Let's have a look. Desktop clock time zone something or other. I'll find out exactly what it is. It was a couple of pound, I think. I got it off YouTube. I got it off YouTube somewhere. Desktop clock time zone widgets. It's just a little widget. You can sort of make it bigger, smaller. But the trouble is here, because I shorten this chart, if I want to find out the time, I've got to select there and look there. I can see it on the top, but it's a bit small. It takes a little bit of focusing. I like the idea of having a quick glance that I can see that. So this looks to me now like we are... yeah, just Google it. You can buy all these widgets, can't you, really cheaply. So we didn't get a second entry short. I'd have sat out that anyway, just purely because of this, but it is continuing down anyway. It didn't really have a pushback. It just came to this before it continued on down. So this to me now, unless, depending on what type of pullback we get, I think is more likely to range now or come down into a range. So let's put that there. See if we do get 2 legs. There's always a possibility. It's always a possibility. It could push up a bit more. So we're at the 61.8 level at the moment. So if it bounces there or bounces there, it could come down to this midline and continue on. Whether it will or not, I don't know. But it is sitting there. So there's a break. Push up. One attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. Who knows? But if we look back over the last couple of days, it's pretty much just going sideways. Whether we'll get a leg down there, sideways and another leg. A leg and a leg, who knows? Oh, do you know, it's quite enjoyable trading when you're not worried about losing trades. It really is. I kind of feel like on a bit of a high now. I've got those little butterfly feelings in my stomach that I'm thinking I'm actually really enjoying sitting at the chart now, as opposed to sitting here worried about losing a trade or taking a trade. It's really not bothering me, and it's kind of refreshing. I just hope it continues. Let's have a look. I think it's likely this is just a range, small breakout, couple of pushes up, and then it fails quite quickly, actually. Be interested to see what happens around this open, because you can see there, right the way across there, that open has played quite a bit of a part. So it'll be interesting whether we get two legs and then maybe a break and then possibly something a little wider, wider on the way down, something like that. We kind of did the same thing. We had that initial push up. We did some sideways stuff, picked up what looks like to be probably the side of a trend channel, and away we go. So it'd be interesting whether they do the same. But wow, look at that. Slice straight through there, no issues at all. I thought there might hold a little bit of weight. We have stopped at the bottom, so that's still interesting. I can adjust this a fraction and keep that sitting in there nice. So two legs played out, really sliced straight through there. So let's see if it plays a part. It might be a bit. Oh, that was a quick 5 or 5.5 point bar slice straight down. Be interested to see whether it gets below there or not. But it's come back more than 50%, I think. So I think quite a bit more. Yeah, it has. So I think this will quite likely continue on down, I think. So I'd like to see a break here. Two legs down, second leg slightly bigger. $61. I've got it from the. Where did you take it from the top? I took it from the top. Not that trade. Let's still look at it. Oh, okay. Does it matter where you take it from the top or bottom? I don't think it does it? Well, it probably will do, actually. But let's have a look. Does it matter where you take it from the top or bottom? I don't generally use this, so I'm not sure. We're pushing up, aren't we? But yeah, does it matter? That's upside down. Okay, excuse me just a second. Sorry about that. Sorry, let's have a look. If it comes all the way back to the start of the move, it would be 100%. So where do you go, from bottom to top or the way around? Sure, you go from bottom to top, don't you? Let's have a look. This starts from 0. Oh, does it? Have you tried fast track trading? I haven't yet, bud. Fast track trading is the one where you are straight onto a PA account, I believe. It's not cheap, I don't think. I think there's a 50% offer, but it's still $200, I think it is. So I got to say, I actually kind of like my funded futures at the moment. For $76, there's an evaluation and a PA. It's on set. Oh, is it really? It's something I might try. It's something I might give it a go. I'm kind of liking my funded futures just at the moment because it works at $76 and that's all in. That's a what's it? But I might have a look at it later. I might have a look. It's on sale 91. Have they got 50% off it or something? Oops, I think there's 50% off, $91. I might have a look after I stream, actually. I'll have a look later, bud, and I'll let you know. But yeah, I did see something about it the other day. I have had a look at it. I haven't looked too much into the rules. When I saw the price of it, I just thought, I don't really want to cough up $200 at the moment, but $91 doesn't sound too bad considering you're automatically on a PA account. So that's interesting. So yeah, I'll look into that, mate, for sure. No stupid rules. 20. Yeah, that was the only thing that put me off. 20% consistency. Which is, you cannot use Ninja Trader. Can you not? You have to. I have got Quantower, but I don't really know how to use it enough, really. Okay, so you can't use Ninja Trader. That's the only real one I'm proficient with, in all honesty. So I might have to give that one a bit of a body swerve. Let's have a look. I sent you a message a week or two back, a message on my funded futures by man. He liked it. Let me have a look. I might have watched his video, actually. Let me have a look. I actually switched my messenger tone off because I was part of a family group. And the trouble is, in my family, there's loads of women. No disrespect to women, of course, but they were chatting every 5 minutes, so my phone was going ping, ping, ping constantly. So I just kill the sound of it. Let me have a look. Can I do a search on here? Sure. Let's have a look. Yes, you did, mate. Did I answer to you? No, I didn't. My apologies. My man Trainer just did this video. My funded futures. Huge update makes my funded futures. Yeah, I know they did. In fact, I think I've seen it because they did really upgrade everything. They changed everything a month ago, didn't they? Let's have a look. Oh, the data feed. Yeah, no, you can't. You have to use Rhythmic. You can't use a different data feed. You have to use Rhythmic. That's with Apex anyway. I did talk to him about it. I talked to him quite a lot, actually, Charlie. He's a nice guy. But no, you have to use Rhythmic because obviously it connects Apex to Ninja Trader, obviously, to keep track of your I did look into it. I will watch that video again. I'm pretty sure I do like him, actually. I love the video he did of Apex. I thought that was priceless. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, he's quite comical, isn't he? He's very good at making it, and he gets a lot of viewers, and rightly so. He's quite comical. So leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. This is interesting. I've slightly adjusted that channel. I noticed Thomas Wade's put his on there, and he's got that bit in one foul swoop. So we've got a channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Let's see if this fails. I'm just going to get an order ready.
Order submitted.
Just in case. So if we didn't have a break, we have got one now. So I got two schools of thought there. That may have already had a break. So we had a break, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. It could go up. Let me just check this. Have we? So we bounced off that 61.8 level. So could this go up? It's possible. I don't think it will. It's definitely looking more like a range. We'll see what happens here. Channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Let's see if this fails. Could it work on the NQ? Yeah, it could. It could fail on the NQ. So leg down, two attempts to go higher, and possibly fails. Possibly. It's not coming down in a hurry as it's triggered that, so that would make me a bit nervous. But we have bounced off the midline there, so I might have to leave this one a second and see what happens. We've bounced off the midline, pushed off and bounced off that, and we know that's playing a part. See what the risk is. Something about this is making me a little bit nervous. I want to see it trigger first. Push up. One attempt to go higher. This isn't... Yeah. Doji on both. Yeah, people have got dojis. Look, I prefer slightly more of a leg, really. Two attempts to push up. If this pushes strongly below that EMA, I may have a go at that. What I'd like it to do is get to this level, pick up some sellers, drop strongly, in which case I'll jump in. It's looking interested on the NQ as well. We've got a nice channel on the NQ, two clear pushes up on the NQ, so it's looking nice on the NQ as well. I just hope it doesn't come down too soon on the NQ. Now, there's always a possibility this could just be a pullback from this. I don't think it is. I'm hoping we get close to this level and this drops. Leg and a leg. I think this could quite likely just come down now. I think it's pushed enough. The NQ, same again. We got a leg up. We could still get a second entry short from here and another leg. The count resets here. There's the first entry, second entry reset. First entry, if we can push up here, get a second entry short, 2 clear legs up, then we may have a go. We need to get up here and pick up some quick sell orders and drop. But we know the market is reacting strongly to the open. You can see it there. And same again there, it's bouncing off it, so it could continue back up. I hope it doesn't. With Quantai, you can trade all your prop firms. Yeah, I believe you can. I have got it. I've got it. I got like a demo version of it maybe a month ago. I played around with it a little bit, but I know I can trade my funded futures and Apex at the same time on Ninja Trader. I have Apex on Rhythmic, and my funded futures you can trade on Trade of 8 at the same time. These 5 accounts I've got at the moment, I'm just going to get away. I'm not putting any more money in now. I'm just trading these 5. They're not stressing me in the slightest. When I get a payment, and only then I'm going to add to them and start to get again. I think 20 was probably a bit too much for me. Wilson had the same issue. I think he lost 3 lots of 20, maybe even 4. I think sometimes you've got to lose these bigger accounts and then start dropping down a little bit to a comfortable area. Excuse me a second, I've just got a parcel being delivered. Okay. There is a possible second entry short there. Push down across lower high. This is making me a bit nervous. I've gotten to trades like this before. Push down, crossover, lower highs. A few times I've been caught out on something like that. Wait for price to break VWAP. It's triggered. It might be okay, but push down, crossover, lower high. I've been caught out on these before, I have. I talked about this yesterday. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of traders in this for sure. I think it's going to work. Pushed out. There was a couple of times I kept getting caught out on these lower highs, and I called it a push down crossover lower high. It didn't push down much. A lower high would be better, sort of push down, maybe a lower high here or somewhere, but that goes down and crosses over. And a couple of times I've been caught out there, so I'm going to leave this one alone. It may work. It's struggling to get up, but I've been caught out on this. So there's a bunch of traders in that. If you're going to have a go at it, you could get an unlimited order, a little bit less risk, but this to me is just a little bit nervous. Yeah, it is working. That's fine. It's fine. I've got no issues with that. How's it gone down? Not much. I think a better option would have been to get it up here somewhere. Just this. Break. One attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. What the hell's happened here? So, penguin style trade. We had a break. One attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. This could go up. Now, if you got in that trade, let's have a look. There's a failure there. That might kill it. So if you got on a tick below there, you'd have got a 1.5. No, you tell a lie. You might have got... No, I think you'd have just got a 1.5 out of that. There is a failure there. I don't know. Something I don't like about this. I've been caught out on them before. Push down, crossover, lower highs. That's what I'm going to call them. So if you look on the NQ, 1, 2, 3, you could call this a triple test. I'm just sitting tight on it. But from a penguin point of view, that one there, we didn't get anywhere close to 2 legs. So getting in there, it's just risky to me. So break, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. This could come up. So I'm kind of glad I stayed out of that. I would have gone for 2 points there. And that didn't make it. If you went one tick below there, which is about there, you'd have got 1.5 out of that at a push, I think. Maybe even not that. And you've been stopped out. So, rightly so, to stay out of that trade. Push down. I've talked about it before. I kept getting stopped out on some of these lower highs, and it was when we went down across and there. You know, that's the type of high or low I prefer to go to, or something like that, or this one, but not just down across type. I hope I'm making sense. 1, 2, 3. This might be a better, but it's took out that short by a tick. Okay, Thomas Wade got 6 ticks with a limit order. I did say you'd be better off getting in here, back here somewhere, but that just took that out. I had a feeling it might do. So we got a break, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. Is this going to go up? Trouble is, if this thing's ranging, do I really want to go long? We got a break, one attempt to go. Is this? I don't know. I'm just gonna have to keep looking at this. I would have liked to get up to that second leg, which it looks like. So this is looking like a range to me. I'll be surprised if price doesn't get below this, because there'll be some stops there for sure. So I still fancy this to go lower. It's just that, from a penguin point of view, wasn't enough big enough push for a second leg. This may be. Not only that, it may be a fail breakout. I'd prefer to get a bit higher. Just going to get an order ready.
Order submitted.
I'd prefer to trigger that and get a little bit higher. Channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt, push, two attempts to go up, push. I can't see this thing going up. If you draw the downtrend from the top bar of the wick, it could possibly. You're on about a bigger channel, are you? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's certainly possible, isn't it? You need to trade every day. Or does it have to be only 5 days before you request? On Apex, you can't request on 5 days. You've got to trade for 10 days, bud, on Apex. In my funded futures, you might be thinking of, you can take, I have taken trades for 3 days now. Yeah, if it's Apex, you have to trade. If you're on a PA account, you have to trade. You have to hit your $2,600 target that you can take out. But you've got to trade for 10 days. So you have to have a trade for each one of those 10 days. It doesn't matter whether it's 10 days in a row or 10 days over 2 months. It doesn't matter. My funded futures, you can take a payment after 5 days. So I don't know whether you're thinking about them or not. But there's quite a few out there now. It does get a little bit confusing from one to another. But I am going to try and put a little bit of information, a little bit of simple information to break it down on the Facebook group so people, can get it a little bit off. I'm going to try and put some sort of a graph for how many days before you take a payout and try and just put it all into a nutshell, something a bit easy to understand. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. The Facebook group, it's called, I shall show you, I'll get a link. I kind of put any bits of information, I put my chart on there for the day, any discounts coming up. Let me have a look. That's it there. So I put my charts on there, the discounts ending, and other people can put their charts on, whatever you want, really. So let's share that. Copy link. And I'll pop it here. So put what you want, whatever you want on it. Just use it for whatever you want. Bit of chit chat. If you've got any beefs with anybody, see, I've put messages over the past year or so on some of the Facebook groups. If I've got any problems with things, and a lot of cases, if people don't like what you got to say, they'll block your comment, which I kind of don't like. There you go, you're in. Which I kind of don't like. I think you've got the right to say something as long as you're doing it, friendly, and you're not shouting and swearing about it. If you've got a problem or something isn't treating you right, I think you've got a right to say something. But there's nothing worse than having everything you say monitored and selectively sort of picked, if you like. What is going on here? Is this going up or is it coming down? I'd like it to trigger that bull bar then by a tick, make that measured move, and then come down. Have I got my order still yet? Leg. Okay. There you go. Another one approved. I prefer that to trigger that. if we can. Leg and leg, but I need this to push down below that EMA. 2 legs up. Yeah, I've just had 2 requests. I've just approved them, bud. I just have a look in a sec. It should come back, I think. It just pops up in front of me, and I'll click OK. So look. Yeah, you're approved. I think there's a day next week where I'm not going to be trading. It is Thursday the 5th. It's my daughter's 16th. So Thursday of next week, I won't be trading. Sweet 16. So that's interesting. So let's have a look at this. This failed breakout. I kind of like this. Let's see where this closes. This needs to push down below that EMA and close below there. Because there's a nice looking trade on the NQ. Should it fit right? I need it to break below there as well. I like that channel break, new high, bearish bar, 1, 2, 3, triple test. But I need this to close below that EMA. Interesting.
Order
Let's
submitted.
put that there. And that one about here somewhere. Is that about right? One more down. Should have waited for it to close, I think. But that's fine. It has had 2 legs up. May get stopped out of this one. We'll see. My only slight concern on this now is a lovely looking bearish bar then. It's triggered and this NQ looking like it's pushing up. So I should have waited for that to close, actually. I may get out of this one. I think I've misjudged it, which is fine. See where it goes. It is pushing up, but it's struggling on this NQ, so I may be okay. In fact, I might put that down a bit lower because if it does break below there, it may push. So we'll see what happens down now. It's turning again now, so channel 2 pushes up. No, I should have waited for it to close, but there you go. It is what it is. I might still get this. We'll see. Needed to close below that EMA, really, in all fairness. It's funny enough, we've pushed up and this thing is coming down now on the NQ, so that might be okay, so we'll see. Let me just check there's not a channel going up that I'm missing. Don't think so. I may get at this. Let's get out for break even.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm out of this. Everything's closed. Yeah, I should have waited for that to go. I may get back into it if it finishes right. Let me just disconnect that. It keeps leaving a trade open, which is a bit annoying. It's weird, isn't it? Looking at this NQ, we had like pushes up. We had a channel there with a break and a new high and a big bearish bar, which triggered, pushed up. It didn't quite get to the top. And now this is coming down. So I should have waited for this to close below the EMA, really, but that's fine. It's all part of learning this new system, isn't it? So it may close below it there. So I got out of it anyway. I think I misjudged it slightly. We did have two nice measured move and it pushed strongly through and I got in and it turned and came up and closed above it. But I'd already got in there. So a note to self, next time, wait for it to close below the EMA. I still think it's probably going to come down. Let's get another order ready just in case.
Order submitted.
See if it closes down here somewhere, because there is a possibility it could move up. I don't think it will. Let's have a look at this. Is there anything that... No, there isn't. So, sorry if I'm making you sick moving this chart, but there is a possibility we could have something larger there. So, let's close that.
Order cancelled.
Yes, I was right to get out of that. Fine. See what sort of pullback we get. We just don't have a bearish enough bar there to encourage traders to get into it. We need something really bearish up here for this to go down anymore, I think. Small uptrend. I kind of had a look at it. It's possible, but we're not getting quite high enough. I mean, it may push now. Yeah, I'm just looking at this. See, I thought that was going to come down. I like that. We got a nice fitting channel there. 1, 2, 3. Triple test. Let's call that triple test. Big bearish bar. Trapping it along there. Channel break. And it triggered and pushing up. So that's kind of why I considered getting out here, because this looked to me like it was pushing up a bit. So, yeah, maybe. Ironic thing is that channel actually fits nice, but maybe we're just breaking the highs from here. Sorry, trying to reach the highs. So let's have a look at that. So we pulled back to that 61.8 level really well, didn't we? And we bounced on that 50 twice. So yeah, maybe that's the key. Let's have a look. So we had a break, one attempt to go low, second. In fact, that is one of his setups. Channel, we had a break, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, strong push above the EMA to go long, and that would have worked. At the moment, I just tend to look at after a break, 2 legs up. He's got a break there, so I think let's just mark that, and I can go back later. So that, so we had a break, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go a strong push. You could have even got that on a limit order there because we didn't hit those highs. So however you get into that, I don't think it really matters. We clearly broke the tops there. So that'll be something to look at later. And that one as well. I don't mind missing these or getting them wrong as long as I'm learning. So maybe this is going to attempt these highs. So that for me is better. We've got a break, 2 attempts to go lower and a push up. That to me is better. So 2 legs. Let's see what happens. So channel down, break, 2 attempts to push higher, strong push above the EMA, caught it on a limit order, whether you got it here, there or here, and that would have worked. So it's okay. Generally up until now I've just been going for channel down, 2 attempts to go higher and catching those ones, but these are another one he does. Break, 2 attempts to push and then opposite direction. Okay, excuse me, just for a quick 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so break 2 attempts to go lower. Are we having 2 legs and then coming down, or are we going to move up? I don't know, use these things properly. Oh, that lag's just popped up a bit there. So we got a nice measured move there. Leg and a leg. So is this thing going to come down? It could. It definitely could. Tommy, how you doing? Approved. So, leg and a leg. Perfect measured leg. Now, although I think it's possible, I tend to trade longer nowadays until 2 or 3 Eastern, especially as I've not taken any trades. Yeah, I might start myself. So until 2 or 3 a.m. So where are you? You're 2 or 3 a.m. So you're far east somewhere, aren't you, Sean? Where are you, bud? 2 or 3 a.m. Where are you, Sean? Where are you? Far east somewhere. Malaysia. Ah, okay. Far east it is. Yeah, you are keen, mate, aren't you? 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. Mind you, it might be a nice time to trade. You never know, do you? I think I got the best time, really. 2:30 in the afternoon, general market opens. So I don't have any early, I'm done usually for about 5:30. But yeah, I agree, actually. Especially now I'm enjoying my trading a little bit. What I might do is just stop at 5:30, 5:45 for an hour, have my evening meal, and then maybe come back for another hour and a half or something like that. I might start doing that. Where are we now? Tuesday, aren't we? I can't tonight. I'm making Toad in the Hole. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's almost like a giant Yorkshire pudding, but with sausages, cooked sausages, lay them in a pan. Put Yorkshire pudding, whack it in the oven. It's one of my specialities. I'm making that for my wife and daughter. I'm having paella. So I won't trade late tonight, but from maybe tomorrow I might. Yeah, I know they're dieharders, them, aren't they? I see them trading till 8:30 at night UK time. So yeah, they do an extra 3 hours to me. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if you can do it, and you're not, I spoke to Marco about this, and he said after 3 hours his brain's cabbage. He's done and dusted anyway. I think Thomas is. Marco. Oh no, he's still showing he's there, but I know he's marked his chart up for the day and posted it. So he's done his trade for that. It was 30 minutes. So whether he's still trading or not, I don't know. But he's still showing as live on the Discord. Whether he is or not, I don't know. But yeah, I don't see why I can't trade for another hour and a half. I might break for dinner for 5:30, 5:45 UK time, and then come back an hour later. Do you guys trade later yourself? Do you want me to? I can always keep the stream running and then just go and have me dinner and then come back. So price is still holding there on that EMA. Yeah, I think we're at a turning point here. We either continue on up towards these highs, or this comes down, and it certainly could come down. I mean, looking at it at the moment, it definitely could come down. And that would take us down to around about these levels here. So it certainly could do. Although we've got that as a channel, it's a break with 2 attempts to go lower, 2 legs up, and it could come rushing down. Jan, just turned on your stream again. That rejection off yellow rains just before it turned up. Looks like a setup I would be trapped in with a short. Yeah, it's definitely, you can. I mentioned it a couple of times today, that open is definitely playing a part today, a strong part. You can see it there, you can see it a little bit there, and obviously clearly there. Is this thing coming down? I think it may do. I'm going to ditch that a minute. This to me is just 2 legs up, I think. I'm going to move that. Sorry about the barking, if you can hear the barking. I have a feeling this thing is coming down. I have different bars than yours. I see now. Perfect signal bar rejected off the last range. Yeah, I have reloaded mine today. Well, this is triggered. Let's see what happens. If this thing comes down, then down it is, I think. Oh, you're on the NQ. Okay. Yeah. You know about that bar there? Yeah. That bar there, 1, 2, 3, triple test, trap in some longs, channel break. You're on about that bar there, I think, aren't you? Yeah, it's very tempting, that, isn't it? It's part the reason why I got in to here somewhere. I ended up getting out for break even because it triggered it and started heading for the high road. So I got out of it in the end. But yeah, I bet there's a few traders got trapped there. I mean, you think 1, 2, 3 attempts. We have a channel with a break. We push up, clear all the cobwebs out, drop straight bearish bar. I mean, that bearish bar is above the EMA a little bit. So maybe that might make you hold a little bit. But everything's sort of showing there. We're trapping longs and coming down. But you just don't know sometimes, do you? I'm in 2 minds whether this is coming down or it's going to come up some more. See, maybe a channel with a push up, channel break, new low. Maybe this is going up. I'm kind of I'm in a little bit of a bit unsure about this. Break, 2 legs down, 2 legs up, and push down to the EMA. That lower high has triggered and it's pushing up. Do I think that's going up? I'm really not sure. So I don't want to jump into a long there because this thing could turn. So could this on the NQ. It is a second entry long if it closes like that. But this could be a trap to come down again. Let me have a look. It's not filling me. Got a nice rosy feelings now. Some of that. I mean, it's you know, it's, I don't know really is the answer. Could go up, could come down. I mean, this could mean nothing. I'm just being a bit cautious here. Channel with this. It's not gone up like a normal channel would, or I'd expect a channel to go up. It's a break, 2 pushes down, 2 legs up, and then a pullback. So I have a feeling this could come back down. Let's see if we trap this second entry long here. But market's moving slow as well. Price is slow, so who knows where it could turn. Sometimes the slower these things go, the quicker they come down and sting you. Could go up and test these, or it could come down. My gut feeling is telling me this is more likely to come down, because this looks like a range today down up. We had a little breakout there, and then we dropped, came down just to the midline, bounced off the midline and the open, which had been playing a part. So I have a feeling this thing's going to come down. I'd prefer a push down and a pullback. So that's getting trapped. That's getting trapped. So a leg and a leg. Perfect measured leg. Yeah, look, it's cleared out them too. Now this thing looks like it's rushing. It's 15 ticks. It's a fair old... So I think there's a fair chance now this is going to get up to these highs. Unless this comes rushing down and breaks below there. Then I think the opposite. So channel break, new high. Let me have another look at this. Took the long on the NQ, yeah. I think when it cleared out those, well, that stayed, that stop went, and then it pushed up. I think, yeah, there was a good chance that was going to come up. That pushed up nicely. That did pretty quickly. You'd have been in and out. But is this thing now going to come down? I'm still not sure about this. It's not pushing up like a normal channel. There's a lot of sideways. It's struggling to get up. See, look at this now. We've had a break and a new high. We've triggered it, and this is starting to move down. What I will say is we have bounced twice. We've pushed up and bounced twice on that open and off the midline. There is always a possibility that there may be a small overshoot there. It's negligible though. Now is this thing gonna tank? Yeah, I'm sitting out of a long here. I think this is just, I don't know, like the look of this. We've got a channel with a little break and a new low and a strong bullish bar, but it's not moving as quick as I think something like that should do. So if this is a channel, you could even say there's an overshoot. Touch, we touch, overshoot. Struggling to get up here, we are. Yeah, my gut is telling me this is going to come down. I have a feeling this is going to push down and take that out. Perhaps it's just something I've got in my head, I don't know. So if you took that, depending on where you got in there, if you got in a tick above it, you may have got a 1.5 out of that. It's just something about this. It's just not pushing up in a strong enough channel for me. This is a channel down. We've got to break 2 attempts to go lower, 2 legs up, perfect measured move. I have a feeling this thing is going to drop. This is coming down. Whether it's anything to do with the overshoot, it's going up, sideways, sideways. This is sideways. It's not nice working channel. I could be completely wrong. We could end up on here in a minute, but it's just something about this I don't like. And my gut feeling is relatively good at the moment. Drop. No one's in that trade, are they, by any chance? There we go. So that's definitely taken a few of those out now. Where is it going? Are we coming down? That's an overshoot. So you're in a short, were you? Good on you, mate. That was just looking dicey straight away. Just something about it I don't like. It's going more sideways. It's clearly struggling to work up in a nice, confident. So break, 2 attempts to go lower, 2 pushes up. We could have a leg and leg, and it could come up some more. My feeling is this is coming down. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of sellers coming in there because that lag's just shut up. Stops there and there, maybe some there. So channel, break, 2 attempts to go lower, 2 pushes up, and then down. Unfortunately, there's no real entry there anyway. Not on mine anyway. There is a second entry short here on the NQ. Pushed up, made a new high, triggered that bullish bar there, but unfortunately nothing on here. My gut feeling this was still coming down. So I still think there's a good chance we're going to get down to these bottoms. So if we can get a bit of a pullback, that'll be okay. So break, 2 attempts to go lower, failure, push up, 2 legs, and then down. Part of me wanted to just drop a sell order here, but my concern is if it triggers it and turns, but it clearly would have worked. But I don't want to get into that. I want to try and stick to some sort of a format, but just drop in a sell order there. That lag shut up. I didn't want to just drop a sell order in and put my stop. I'll be risking 6.5 points. I ain't doing that. Testing 3 contracts in MNQ 2006 chart seems to be working good. Good on you, mate. Good on you. I think you're naturally develop as a trader. The more experience you get, you see things, you change things, you adjust things, and I think it makes you a better trader. Yeah, I think it's. I had an email or two from Mac maybe a year or so ago, and he said it's perfectly normal to look for other ways, look for easy ways. It's perfectly normal as a trader. You don't just trade with blinkers on you. You open your eyes. If we can get 2 legs up here, then I'll be looking for a short. My only slight concern is it's bounced off that midline again, and that the daily. But as it's pushed so strongly through there, I think, this is very strong here. As soon as something comes near it, it's turning up. There's some strong positions there. So we had this channel down with a break, new lows. So there'll be a lot of buyers up here, I think. It may struggle. I dare say bookmap, there's probably a lot of deep colour down here. But if it can get below there, then I think it's got a good chance of coming down. So if we can get a leg down and 2 attempts to go higher, that may interest me.
Order submitted.
Let's just get prepared, just in case. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Interesting. So, we may range a bit there, so 2 legs up going short might not be a sensible move. I'm going to knock it on the head there for
Order
today,
cancelled.
folks. I may come back trade later for an hour. I'm getting quite hungry anyway, so there we go. So I hope I've been a bit of company for you today. So we've had a couple of trades so far. That one, just, I don't know, I got in there a little bit too quick without thinking probably clearly, and that one clearly worked. There's a few traded that on anyway, so it's hard to say what's going on here. We could still push up, or this thing could come down. I'm a little bit on the fence at the moment, but I hope you've had a good trading day. If you're carrying on trading, best of luck. I'll come back for an hour later, I think. So have a great evening, stay safe. Don't forget the offer finishes tonight, the 80% off. Now, if you pick up one of the 150, 250 and 300 offers while they're still at 80% off, you can still trade them up until the 15th of September to get the $85 for the lifetime fee on those 3 accounts, but everything else finishes tonight, so there you go. So I might come back and trade later for an hour. I kind of enjoying trading at the moment now. All this fee has gone. So best of luck. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And I'll be back again tomorrow for you guys, and we'll do it all again. So have a great evening. Bye for now.